Durdle Magic. Thank you for tuning in to Durdle Magic. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell if you like the content you see here today, and leave a like and share the video with someone you might think is interested. Leaving those likes really helps us out, but another way to help us out is by using our TCG Player affiliate link below. If you're looking for singles, sealed product, or gaming accessories, please consider using our link to support the channel. We also have some playmats at inkgaming.com. Go ahead and hit the link in the description to check those out. Alright, let's grab some spells and Durdle with some magic. Hello and welcome back to Durdle Magic. Today we're playing some more Arixmethes, the Slumbering Isle. Looking at our opening hand, we are one land away from summoning our commander, but boy do we have some good stuff. Do I want to risk it? I think I do. So let's go ahead and keep it. We did win the die roll, so we do get to go first. That'll give us a slight edge. Looking at our first opponent, it is a partner pairing of Bruse, Borch Herder, and Akiri Lineslinger. These can get out of hand fairly quick, but let's go ahead and cover them. Akiri Lineslinger, new card in Zendikar Rising, by the way. Go check out those spoilers. Red-white for legendary core soldier ally, 0/3. First strike and vigilance. It gets 1/0 for each artifact you control and has partner. Bruse, on the other hand, the Borch Herder. 2 red-white for legendary 3/3 human ally. When enters the battlefield or attacks, target creature you control gains double strike and lifelink till end of turn. Partner, of course. That can get out of hand really quick either way. Plus, if there's a lot of artifacts or equipment, stuff like that, commander damage can be a real thing. We might have to out-commander damage them if we can. Our next opponent, Samut, Voice of Dissent, keyword Soup General, I believe. 3 red-green for legendary 3/4 human warrior. Flash, double strike, vigilance, haste. Other creatures you control have haste, and white tap, untap another target creature. Looks like the game started, so let's look at our hand here. We did draw another land, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and play a farce, tap it down, and pass it off to our opponents. Our last opponent is Eutropia, the Twice Favored. 1 green-blue for a legendary 2/2 human wizard. Constellation, whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under their control, they put a 1/1 counter on target creature, and that creature gains flying until end of turn. I have faced a good number of these. They never really seem to really get going, if you know what I mean. It was always kind of slow. I hope it does better this time. I think it's not the most interesting commander, but it's definitely one you can work around, and it can head a fairly powerful deck. It itself is just not that powerful. We have a Plains and a Soul Ring into play for the partner player. That's unfortunate. I guess I should have left up green for that Nature's Claim. Armillary Sphere coming down for them. That's a card I do like, but it is slow. You are getting the lands to your hand, which is the problem. Had they been 2 and then maybe cost 3, put them into play, the card would be so much better. That's it for the partner player's turn. What do we destroy though? Soul Ring or the Armillary Sphere? That's the question. I'm thinking the Soul Ring, because the Armillary Sphere will have to play another land and then waste a turn. Soul Ring just keeps giving them mana, so... Yeah, now that I said it out loud, that was a stupid question. Stomping Ground into play for the Samut player on their turn. Over to Eutropia's turn. Unfortunately, last in the turn order versus possibly 2 Tron decks, possibly 2 aggro-ish type decks. I do hope they're running some Pillow Fort cards. We have 3 or 4 in here, but that's about it. Green and blue not big on the Pillow Fort. Forest into play for Eutropia. That means they're done. We're going to roll over to our turn. No tap mana for them. Let's see what we get. We get Corrupted Conscience, so we have both of our Infect coming to our hand this game. That should make things interesting and possibly salty. But that's the purpose of the deck, is to get in for that one-shot damage. So, 2 lands into play now. Let's go ahead and Nature's Claim the Soul Ring. Nobody needs that around. And we'll pass it off to our opponent. Arcane Signet coming down for the partner player. Alright, so lots of mana rocks. That's really good with Akiri anyway. Partner player tapping it down, saying they're not going to do anything else this turn, and passing it off. Over to Eutropia's turn. That's an island into play, followed by a startling development being cycled. Mysterious Egg coming down for the Eutropia player. Okay. I wonder if how Mutate will feature in the deck. Should be interesting though. Comes to our turn. We draw an island. That works for me. Nothing really to cast on turn 3. We could risk the Luxodon Warhammer, and I think we will, just to kind of bait out removal, and so no one destroys the Grafted Exoskeleton, because it is 4 to cast and 2 to equip. So that will be a little bit high on the top end there. So let's go ahead and cast the Luxodon Warhammer, try to bait out some removal, and pass it off to our opponents. Terramorphic Expanse into play for the partner player, getting cracked. Let's see what they get with it. Don't know what kind of colors they need, although if they have a Godsend, double white would be good. At this point, I think they also sacrifice the Auxiliary Spear to go get some lands and then maybe play their commander. Although, I mean, they could play Akiri, I suppose. Oh, they are playing Akiri. Alright. Akiri Lineslinger coming down. Speaking of, I do like her new armor much better. This always seemed like it's good for lightweight stuff and whatever. But I do like the look of the new armor. Let me know what you think about the art for the new card. And go check that out if you haven't seen a spoiler. Mitch covered it a while ago on a quick take. And on my posts on Facebook and Twitter, I do have links to a spoiler site I like to use. So check that out. Card draw on a Boros Commander. Highlight of that card. Partner player tapping down the Arcane Signet, passing it off. Samut tapping down all their mana sources for Verge Rangers. Okay. I believe that was one of the new whites trying to get stuff cards. 2 white for a 3/3 human scout. First strike, you may look at the top card of your library at any time. As long as your opponent controls more lands than you, you may play lands from the top of your library. It's pretty good, especially in white. Notably, the new Omnath has white in it now, so this might be something, if you have it, you could put in that deck. I mean, green stuff is better, but if you need an extra one, why not? Redundancy is king in EDH after all. Canopy Vista also into play for the Samut player on their turn. Over to Eutropia's turn. 7 cards in hand for them, now 6. Good, they got their land drop. I was just about to comment on how I hope they don't miss any. The enchantment decks tend to be slow until they're not. Library Larcenist coming down for the Eutropia player. Whenever it attacks, draw a card. I do like that it's not combat damage for that card specifically. Interesting though. So far we have 2 commons and an uncommon commander. So this is something I've seen before, if it is like the deck I've seen before anyway, where it was mostly uncommons and commons from like the buy-in thing. What do they call them? It's like the deck builder's toolkit kind of thing on Magic Online. I hope they have some other stuff. I still haven't seen Eutropia do well, and I kind of want to see it happen. Alright, that's it for Eutropia. We come to our turn. We get Simic Charm. That will be good later. Possibly a protection spell, possibly a surprise removal, and possibly lethal with Infect. Depends if we have to use another person's creature or not. Let's go ahead and play Emergent Zone. Ghost Quarter might scare some people. And we'll get down our commander as early as possible, as we like to do. Arixmethes, Slumbering Isle. Commander into play. Let's pass it off to our opponents. Probably going to end up taking some commander damage off Akiri. Hopefully it's not immediately going to be double strike and stuff, but Bruse Charles probably coming down to wail on us. I'm thinking we're going to be hitting that 4 commander damage. Over to the partner player's turn. Well, let's see what they do with it. I'm thinking land Bruse Charles swinging to us. That's what I'm seeing happening. Grand Colosseum coming down for them. In case you don't know what this card is, it comes into play can tap to add any 1 color and deals 1 to you, or taps to add colorless. It's good in like 5 color if you have a need of budget lands, quote unquote. Bruse Charles to the stack is coming down. I kind of figured that'd be happening. Bruse Charles has his Titan trigger, as I like to call it. Whenever it ETBs or attacks, it does a thing. Giving that targeted ability to Akiri. That seems good. Akiri on the attack, off into the Eutropia player, which I don't understand. Has anyone ever seen a really good Eutropia deck? Let me know in the comments. I have not run into one, like, ever. So, yeah, I'd be interested in knowing if there's a strong one out there, or at least one that seems viable. All damage is good. They take 4. It's commander. The partner player gaining 4 life. Over to Samut's turn. Let's see what they do. Been a little bit around the table now. So we have the imminent threat, rather, of Akiri and Bruse. Samut will come out a little bit later as a threat than they are, but only by a turn or 2 at this point. Eutropia doing whatever they're doing, and we still have a lot of setup. Another mana dork with only creature mana coming down for the Samut player. Samut through combat, no attacks with the Verge Rangers. That seems pretty good in defense against Bruse Charles. That means it's going to come over to Eutropia's turn. Eutropia plays their own Emergent Zone. Okay. Library Larcenist into us. That's fine. 1 damage, they'll get to draw a card. I won't begrudge them that. We go down to 39. Frost Breath. Tap 2 target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during the controller's next untap step. Bruse Charles and Akiri Lineslinger getting the tap down. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Going to need some hexproof. Eutropia all over the place with the strategy so far that I'm aware of. But that also means it's going to be dangerously flexible, perhaps. Also, notably, another common card. So that's interesting. Comes our turn, we get Crows and Grip. Yeah, I can live with that. Let's go ahead and play the Ghost Border. I think at this point we want to lignify the Sumberwald Sage. Samut also needs to be taken down a peg with their mana production. We'll go ahead and take a Sleepy counter off the island. Sumberwald Sage has been lignified. As far as casting anything else this turn, I don't really want to, so I think we'll just pass it off. Wait till next turn to draw a card. We do have 2 responses in hand if we absolutely need them, so I'm not terribly worried. Bruse and Akiri can't attack or can't untap, during the untap step at least. So that does buy us a turn thanks to the Eutropia player. Over to the partner player's turn. 5 cards in hand for them. Let's see what they'll do with it. I imagine at this point they might cast an equipment and maybe blow the artillery sphere. That's what I'd be doing, depending on what I have in hand. Plains into play for the partner player, followed by Marble Diamond, so another mana rock. To be fair, just playing a bunch of mana rocks with Akiri is pretty good. Then you just need something like Bruse to give it double strike, and you can be golden. That way you always have mana to resummon your commanders. And I still recommend Swiftfoot Boots and all those kinds of things like that. It's just going to boost her up regardless without equipment. Artillery Sphere getting the crack. Partner player tapping down the rest of their mana, saying they're not going to do anything else this turn. Looks like we're going over to Samut, which, let's see, they'll have 5 mana next turn unless they can get rid of the Lignify. So I can live with that. Samut would probably come down and smack us in the face. She already has double strikes, so we're kind of in desperate need of a Pill Fort or a Fog. Oh, and Samut quits the game. I'll go check chat real quick. Let's see what they say, if anything. Nothing in chat. Alright, I guess Lignify did a really good job or something. But that does limit our opponents, which is great. Less people to get rid of. Although I do wish they had stayed, of course. I do like to have a 4-player game when possible. Eutropia's turn, that's a Forest coming down for them. Trumpeting Gnar coming down for the Eutropia player. It does have Mutate, so the egg is a thing. Go figure. So it is mutating on top or below it. I believe it's on top. I would hope it's on top. So it says whenever this creature mutates, create a 3/3 beast creature token. So there you go. It'll also get a 1/1 counter from the Mystery Egg? Mysterious Egg? Mysterious Egg. Righto. Stacks cleared up, notably again an uncommon. So interesting. Trumpeting Gnar on the attack. So is the Library Larcenist, both into the partner player. That works for me. So, by the way, if the thing it mutates onto has already been on the battlefield and no longer has Summoning Sickness, that means it can't attack. We abused that a little bit in the Brokos deck we played back when Akiri was released. Brokos Infect, by the way. Go ahead and check out that video. Seemed to be pretty dang popular. We'll have to revisit Brokos in the future. Damage is good to the partner player. They take the 5. Also, Eutropia got to draw a card. That's always good. Rolls over to our turn. We get Mask of Avacyn. Hexproof is definitely something I want. So let's go ahead and cast it using our commander as the mana source. We will take a Sleepy counter off. Always a good idea with Arixmethes. Well, not always a good idea. I meant that. Sometimes you want to leave one on to get around a Wrath you think is coming. Alright, so again, I don't think I necessarily want to play anything else. I do want to keep an eye on Bruse Terrell and maybe Corrupted Conscience on him next turn. But we can survive another turn, no problem. Barring any significant shenanigans. Let's just pass it off. Over to the partner player's turn. 5 cards in hand for them. Looks like they're about to go straight to combat. Hopefully not wailing at us, but we'll see. They do have 43 life, so they can just go wherever they want. I don't see an impetus to go anywhere. We have a double attack right into the Eutropia player. Bruse Terrell triggers. Akiri going to get the double strike and the lifelink. Beast assigned to defend against Akiri. Seems pretty good. Does not have Trample, which is something I realized is super good if you have a Tron General. The Trample, I had a Calamine deck. The Trample was superb with the double strike. Superb. Beast back to the block, just in case you caught the back and forth there. Still blocking Akiri. Alright, damage is good all around, but we do have a response at the damage step. So this should be after damage is dealt. Both Akiri and the Beast have been sent to the graveyard, although Akiri is back in the command zone. Oh, alright, they take back whatever they're doing for the response. Alright, that works out, I suppose. Bruse Terrell still going to get in there for 3. 3 commander damage from him, good. Now remember, they are tracked separately, so the 4 up here at the top for Eutropia, that's still from Akiri. Akiri Lineslinger coming back down, and that's why they have all the mana rocks, as I said. Plus, her being only a 2-drop is fantastic. It's one of the reasons I love Hapatra. That's it for the partner player. 4 mana up for them, so that's interesting. Over to Eutropia's turn. Pouncing Shore Shark into play, mutated for the Eutropia player. So let's see what this one has. Flash, when this creature mutates, you need to return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. Yep, glad that's coming out now, not later, in response to Mask of Avacyn. That would kind of suck. Alright, so they get all these triggers again. They'll get a 1/1 counter, they'll get to bounce something, and they'll make another beast token. Mutate doing some work. Let me know what you think about the mutate mechanic in the comments. I thought it was a little too eggs in basket and super complicated. Oh. Alright, Akiri, yeah. They quit the game too. I guess Eutropia at least going to get second or first here. Good game on them. I mean, yeah, what is it? Supreme victory is achieved when you break the will of your enemy to fight. That's, there you go. 5 stars. Again, I also want to note that Pouncing Shore Shark is an uncommon. We have not seen one rare out of Eutropia. Not one mythic rare. Neither. This is fantastic. Alright, Eutropia on the attack into us, obviously. They will get to draw a card on the attack from the Library Larcenist. I think Simic Charm here. I kind of want to see how it interacts with Mutate. So let's go ahead and do that and bounce the target creature. I want to see if the Mutate creatures also go back to the hand. I don't think they do. I think they just drop off, but we'll see in a minute. Go ahead, take the sleep counter off. Alright, so I do get bounced. The Mutate creatures are back to their owner's hand, it looks like. So that's unfortunate. I was hoping we could just get rid of those, but what can you do? We will have to play around that when we try to equip the Mask of Avacyn, so there's that. 1 damage to us is good. Alright, let's see if they do anything second main phase. Only colorless mana for them, so just the egg maybe? Oh no, they're just going to pass it on over. Okay. They will have to discard. They have 9 cards in hand. Let's see what they discard. Memory Drain and Ornery... What is this? Dilophosaur? I don't know. Alright, so Death Touch. That's fine. And counter target spell scry too. Yeah, that's fine with me too. Ooh, we draw a Ristic Study. Okay. Okay. We can do that. Although if we do Corrosive Grip after the fact, leaves our Arixmethes pretty vulnerable. But I think let's go ahead, do the Ristic Study. And if they blow it up or something, that's fine. I do want to draw some extra cards so we have extra protection, maybe some evasion through unblockability, something like that. Remove a Sleepy counter. Ristic Study into play. Let's go ahead and pass it off. Eutropia's turn. 5 mana currently on the battlefield, 8 in hand so far. Oh, there's a land drop. So 7 cards in hand, 6 mana on the battlefield. Mysterious Egg coming back down. Very mysterious it is. Are they going to pay for the Ristic Study trigger? They are not. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Shadow Spear. Alright, so we have 2 things with trample. It's not unblockability, but I'll take it. Trumpeting Gnar coming back down. That's the one that makes the beast tokens. It is mutating. Doesn't look like they're paying for the Ristic Study then either, so let's go ahead and draw that card. Shark Typhoon. Oh, that card is so good otherwise. So good. There's the mutate triggers. A 1/1 counter and a 3/3 beast token. I imagine they'll be coming into us for 4. That's fine. So, the game. I do have some qualms about the game. 2 people ended up quitting. I did host it, did say casual, so there's that, I suppose. Nothing too high-powered, I guess, entered the game. Samut quit, don't know why, they didn't say anything. Akiri quit, or the partner player quit, rather. We can pretty much guess why having all their stuff bounce is kind of not the best when they need to have those creatures down on the battlefield to do damage. So, a bit of a lopsided game, maybe, feels like a little bit. Attacks off into us. Eutropia going to draw a card. They have no mana untapped, so this will be the time to get down our commander and get it equipped up with that Mask of Avacyn. That will be fantastic, and then we can start laying into them pretty quick here. It doesn't need haste, it's already been on the battlefield, so that'll be great. We can then maybe just enchant it with Corrupted Conscience and straight up win the game. Speaking of evasion and trample and unblockability, our card for turn is Thassa, God of the Sea. Well, there you go. Alright, so I actually feel a little bit bad now, because we can just kind of bowl everything over and it's kind of stupid. Yeah, I do feel a little bit bad. So, let's go ahead and play Thassa and equip the mask and wait a turn, because they do have blockers and we will need that unblockability. Could also play Shadow Spear if we want or something, but I think for now we'll just follow through with the plan of Thassa first. Take the last Sleepy counter off, seems good. Alright, and then let's go ahead and just play the Shadow Spear, get that out of the way. If they blow up our artifacts or our enchantments, but hopefully not both, we should be fine. If not, we still have Infect in our hand, so no big deal there. We will remove another Sleepy counter that isn't there, maybe scratch an eyeball. Hopefully it doesn't come back and try to drown our whole civilization. And then let's go ahead and equip the Mask of Avacyn. Not going to attack this turn anyway, so tapping for mana is all fun and fair. Alright, there we go. So now we just need next turn, we will have a bunch of available mana, but only 5. Technically 7, but Arixmethes with Vigilance is super good, especially when you have Thassa out. The only Vigilance we have in the deck is Sword of Vengeance. So no unblockability there. And Grafted Exoskeleton will cost 4 to summon, 2 to equip, and Corrupted Conscience will cost 5 to enchant. So we might just be on the regular combat damage plane with our commander. And maybe play Shark Typhoon. Get that down if we can get another land. Really depends, but we'll definitely need to put Trample on our commander at the very least. Pouncing Shore Shark, there it is. Good thing we have that Hexproof. They do not pay for the study trigger, we'll draw a card. It's a farce. That will be good. Could play Shark Typhoon as a kind of backup piece. Notably, it also has Cycling, where Cycling is X1 in blue. So we can do that to get a little extra card draw, and make a token instant speed, which is always pretty good. There are all the triggers. 3/3 Beast, 1/1 counter, and attempt to bounce something. Stack cleared up. Eutropia to the attacks. I imagine with everything possible. Everything into us, let's see, that will be a casual, was that 11? Nope, sorry, that will be 12. Pretty good, considering. They will draw a card with that trigger from the Library Larcenist, and we will do nothing but take it to the face. Squish, down to 22. Alright, so they do have 2 mana up, though, for like a Naturalize or something. That does have me a little bit worried. Naturalize, of course. Oh, sorry. Dropped a land for the turn in the second main. They have 3 mana up for something, which, of course, always makes me worry a little bit. Hopefully not something to destroy our Mask of Avacyn. Comes our turn, we get to scry 1. I wish Magic Online would notify me of that when I play Paper Magic. Asceticism, huh? Yeah, let's keep it on top. I do like the backup to the Mask of Avacyn. We draw it for turn. Let's go ahead and play the Forest. Let's go ahead and equip the Luxon Warhammer. The lifelink from the Shadow Spear will be redundant, so we'll leave that over there for now. What do we want to do otherwise? I think we'll just attack. Yar! The Awoken Island, go! Eutropia sending the beast to intercept. That's fine, we'll still get through for 13 commander damage. Hopefully they can't do anything to us next turn and we can finish the game up. Again, the game kind of a little bit lopsided, feel bad about it. But games are what they are some days, you know? Damage is good, except for the 3 blocked by the beast. We go up to 38, our opponent down to 20, and 13 commander damage, which is where I like to see those numbers. Eutropia's turn. Gingerbread Cabin into play. That is notably, again, a common card. So, yeah. Considering that, you know, again, with the game being what it is, Eutropia doing fairly well with just uncommons and commons. Not terribly bad. Rousing Reed to the stack for the Eutropia player. Heuristic Study triggers, of course. So, Rousing Reed is 2 blue, enchanted creature. When there's the battlefield, draw 2 cards and discard a card. The enchanted creature is 1/1, has flying. Well, alright then. They do not pay for the trigger. We'll draw it. Thematic Compass. Okay, that's pretty good. They're enchanting the mutated creature. So, they'll get to draw 2 cards and discard a card, like I said, but now their big old creature has flying. That is unfortunate. At least it doesn't give a bonus. I don't know. I mean, Crows and Grip on it, maybe? But I don't think it's that big a deal right now. Invigorating Surge also coming down. Let's see what this does. Over to the Mutate, it's going. Put a 1/1 counter target creature, then double the amount of counters on it. That is problematic. We can still take the hit, but things are getting a little bit out of hand. Also, of course, we have to check. Oh, they didn't pay for Heuristic Study, so let's go ahead and draw a card. Rishkar's Expertise. That's freaking ridiculous right now. But still, yeah, that's an uncommon and a common. Alright then. So it is now a 10/10 with flying. That's pretty flippin' good. Eutropia full out attack into us. So that will easily be 17 damage. Pretty good. They'll get to draw a card again. Ranger's Guile. Okay, hold on now. Target creature gets 1/1 and hexproof till end of turn. Okay, yeah, I still don't think I want to blow the Crozen Grip on anything. We'll go ahead and draw a card with Ristic Study. They did not pay. We got a Steve. 18 damage to our face is good. Down to 20 we go. And to give it up, we win the match. I was just thinking, literally, that if for some reason our next turn gets totally messed up, they may actually win against us. And frankly, I would have been thrilled because not one rare, not one mythic rare, as I kept saying. Good game to our opponent. Thanks for sticking it out. I might have to build that just as like a personal challenge, like Eutropia, no rares. I gotta go through my stuff and do that. Very cool. All right, let's reveal our hand like we do. Actually, I don't want to demoralize them. There's some infect in there. So not this time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. All right, here's the deck. Still with the changes we made from the last video. We still have the Fire Shrieker. We still have the Inquisitor's Flail. And we still have the Luxon Warhammer. Didn't change anything from then. Instead of getting all the double damaging stuff, we did get Luxon Warhammer, and we got both of the Infect cards in this game, which we didn't apparently end up needing, which is great. They are a little clunky, but they can get you there if you can get through with some unblockability from either Thassa or Whisper Silk Cloak or the Rogue's Passage. Infect is one of those things where people are either okay with it or they're not. And frankly, in this deck, because it is so slow, because it is, I mean, even for a Tron deck, it's kind of slow, it's kind of casual. Infect just helps us get there, one-shot kill, move on to the next opponent, because at least one of those opponents will have 2 turns to figure out what to do about you. And most decks are stronger than this one, so I think it's all fair in this deck. Of course, if you want to see this deck in a list form, maybe check out the prices. I will be posting it to tappedout.net. Link in the description below, as I always do for the 3rd video of the series. And if you saw any cards you want for your paper collection, you want to order some sealed product, or maybe get some card sleeves, please consider using the affiliate link for TCG Player in the description below. Helps out the channel, and it will cost you nothing extra. So, good game to our opponents. Game, again, a little bit like lopsided, weird, I don't know. But again, supreme victory is breaking your enemy's will to fight in the first place, right? In either case, I'll see you on the next series where we're going to cover another Double Masters reprint commander. And then after that, on to the glory that is Zendikar Rising. Again, if you didn't see any spoilers for that and you want to check some out, on my Twitter, on my Facebook, I posted a link to a website and their spoiler page that I really like. It's upgraded pretty fast most of the time. And you can sort it by date of spoil, you can sort it by color, all kinds of stuff. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for coming to Durdle with us today. Hit that subscribe button and go ahead and hit that notification bell so you're always up to date with our latest videos. Please leave a like and share the video with somebody who you might think is interested. We also post links to our videos on Facebook and Twitter at DurdleMTG. If those are the forums you choose to use, please check us out there. Until we can Durdle with some magic again, see you around.